Zambia's path to independence was a comparatively peaceful and constitutional struggle, but when placed alongside the experiences of other African nations, it reveals a continent-wide tapestry of decolonization that ranged from orderly handovers to brutal wars of liberation. The contrasts are as striking as the common aspirations. Please subscribe and press the notification bell to be among the first to receive our next videos. The Peaceful Path, Zambia and its kin. Zambia's independence on October 24, 1964, was the culmination of a largely non-violent political campaign. Under the leadership of Kenneth Kaunda, the United National Independence Party, UNIP, organized peaceful protests, boycotts, and civil disobedience, creating a mass movement that eventually pressured the British to accept majority rule. This success, rooted in political mobilization rather than guerrilla warfare, was a model of constitutional decolonization. Zambia shared this relatively smooth transition with other British colonies that had no significant white settler populations determined to resist black majority rule. Ghana, the first sub-Saharan African nation to break free, achieved independence on March 6, 1957, through a decade of political activism, strikes, and constitutional negotiations led by Kwame Nkrumah. Nigeria's journey was similarly constitutional, a complex process of managing its vast ethnic and regional diversity through negotiations in London that culminated in independence on October 1, 1960. The year 1960, the Year of Africa, saw over a dozen French colonies, including Senegal and Côte d'Ivoire, gain near instantaneous independence through a negotiated transfer of power from a weakened France. For all these nations, the path was political, not military. Collision: the crucible of violence, the wars of liberation. In stark contrast to Zambia's peaceful path, a number of African nations had to endure bloody armed struggles to break the chains of colonialism. The most defining factor distinguishing these experiences was the presence of a large and entrenched European settler community that was determined to preserve its privileges. Nowhere was this ferocity more apparent than in Algeria. Unlike the British, France considered Algeria an integral part of France itself, not a mere colony. When Algerians rose up, the National Liberation Front, FLN, launched a bitter 8-year guerrilla war against the French state and a million European settlers. The war, which lasted from 1954 to 1962, was a terrifying conflict of atrocities, torture, and terror, costing an estimated 250,000 Algerian lives before the French were finally compelled to withdraw. A similar dynamic was at play in Kenya, which became independent on December 12, 1963. There, the presence of a powerful white settler community in the White Highlands led to the Mau Mau Uprising, 1952-1960. This brutal conflict saw Kikuyu fighters engage in guerrilla warfare, and the British respond with a savage counterinsurgency campaign that included mass detentions and collective punishment. The violence broke the back of settler resistance and demonstrated the high price of intransigence. The Portuguese colonies of Angola and Mozambique were a tragic case of their own. While Zambia won its freedom through the ballot box in 1964, the people of Mozambique, just across the border, were forced to launch a long war of independence against Portugal's fascist dictatorship, which refused to countenance decolonization. The Mozambique Liberation Front, FRELIMO, began its armed struggle in 1964, and it was not until a military coup in Lisbon in 1974 that Portugal withdrew, granting Mozambique independence on June 25, 1975. Even then, peace was elusive, as the new nation was immediately plunged into a devastating civil war. Shield: the last strongholds. The long southern African struggle, the most extreme case of settler intransigence, unfolded in southern Rhodesia, Zimbabwe. In 1965, the white minority government of Ian Smith unilaterally declared independence from Britain to prevent black majority rule. This act triggered a prolonged and brutal guerrilla war by nationalist forces, Zimbabwe African National Union, ZANU, and Zimbabwe African People's Union, ZAPU. It was only after nearly 15 years of devastating war that a negotiated settlement was reached, leading to internationally recognized independence for Zimbabwe on April 18, 1980. Even more tragically, South Africa's apartheid regime successfully resisted the winds of change for decades, with the African National Congress, ANC, and other groups waging a long internal struggle from 1960 until 1990. The regime only began to dismantle its racist laws after intense international pressure and internal uprisings, culminating in the first democratic elections in 1994. Faced with Monocle, a reflection on Zambia's place in this continent-wide drama, Zambia's path stands out for its political maturity and relative lack of bloodshed. However, its own relative stability was partly an illusion, as it soon became a frontline state, providing refuge and support to the guerrilla movements fighting in Zimbabwe, Angola, Mozambique, Namibia, and South Africa. The violence Zambia avoided at home was a constant presence on its borders, as the unfinished business of decolonization raged on around it.